blessings, and I invite you to step into the beauty of this prayer with me. So let's relax and celebrate this moment. As we come together, infinite joy, inspiration, delight, and celebration, they unfold as each one of us. Sweet, sweet Spirit, infinite presence, source of all that is, abounding with joy and delight. Let's see the beauty in ourselves. Let's see the beauty in each other. We know that's where our spirit dwells. Thinking about the day I wake up and the birds are cheerily chirping away. I look out and the flowers are waving at me. I come here and my friends share their beautiful life energy. I celebrate each moment. Yes, all that is divine essence expressing. And in my mind's eye, I look around and I see the beauty of the universe, the galaxies, the nature, my home. And each of us is spinning in infinity. Each of us channeling source, infinite love. Each of us as a drop of water in the ocean. We are one. Let's celebrate this oneness, the oneness with infinite presence, the oneness with all that is. I see delight and love. And in oneness, I feel my soul and spirit rise. I feel the ripening of all that is within me and around me and in each other. The universe is opening up for each of us as we step through into greater joy, fun, and celebration. I feel the energy. It's wonderful. And I stop judging, looking for that perfection. I just let go of those judgments and accept that all is in divine order. I feel divine energy flowing effortlessly as joy, delight, celebration, inspiration, and more. I accept all this as natural. In deep reverence, I know all good shows up in each and every one of us, as us. The words spoken today, they inspire. The music is joy. Our coming together is love. Our community is rich with delight. Just breathe that in. I am re-energized with the gratitude for our coming together. Each of us manifesting creativity come to life, opening up as channels of divine good, celebrating each moment of this life. I release this intention into spiritual law, which expresses naturally and eternally. The life principle manifests as me, as us, in every moment. I let go and I let God, and together we affirm, and so it is. So let us take 2 minutes to contemplate and go deeper in this divine energy.
All right, so when we got the email or text or whatever it was from David, invitation from David, thank you, Linda, to for one of us to step forward and give the talk for today. And I know Susan Einhorn had done it last week. As I said, I was surprised that I got the information that I was supposed to do it. And I didn't write much down. You know, normally I have the script, and I'm following the script, and I'm nervous because I'm following the script. I kept seeing myself sitting up here, sitting on a stool, just talking to you guys. So I'm going to do that. We'll see how it works. Because, you know, give me a microphone and I'm happy. From the blurb on the website, this talk today is to find a place of self-acceptance in order to share these gifts that are ours uniquely to give, as per the song. That, you know, we don't always know what our gifts are. We don't always know what the gift in any moment is. What I know is my passion, and this is part of the talk today, is what is the perfectly imperfect passion. My passion has always been community. You guys hear me talk about this whenever I get a microphone. How is community? What is our community doing? What are we supposed to do as a community? What is Spirit's intention for our community? So we do a lot of small conversations about that. This unique gift that is ours to give, do you think that's a place out there? No, it's this place in here where I recognize that perfect is not a stationary, a not moving place. Perfect is all the time. It's just I don't see. There are times when we can't see what's perfect about the moment. You know, yes. Mark and I were in Michigan. A storm came through. We were supposed to fly out on Thursday. Our flight was Marquette, Detroit, Salt Lake City, Seattle, and getting in at 1 a.m. I don't want to go to Salt Lake City. You know, I'm just telling the universe, I don't want to go to Salt Lake City. I just want to go Detroit, Seattle. So the storm came through and changed our flight. So we got to fly the next day, Detroit, Seattle. Thank you, universe, for helping with that one. I take full credit for stuff like that. When the weather's beautiful, I take full credit. You know, I get to do that because we all get to do that. If you can find the good in that moment, if you can find, are you hearing me okay? Okay. If you can find the good in that moment, then that's what you're here to do, is to find the good in each moment. And sometimes it takes a while. Let's see. What I learned about community this summer. So in June, my husband and I, we go, well, he didn't go this year, but normally we go to our family reunion, my family reunion. And this is the $350 people family reunion that we have somewhere in the country. It's a combination family reunion and shareholders meeting. And we go to some nice place and meet with all the cousins, 350 people in the room for 4 days. And that's a community of one of the communities in my life. And it's lovely, and it's family. There's not much I can do about that. There's not much we can do about our families. We either choose to embrace them, or we, at whatever level of embrace we need to. But it's an acceptance for me of the good and the not always good in that community. It's a community that's family. So I miss this community when I'm there. I want us to all get together in the morning and do an opening prayer. I want us to get together and acknowledge that there's something bigger at work here. Our family is looking for investments for the future. And I stood up and I said, what are you guys are looking at investments, and I'm saying, what might the possibilities be if you just opened up to all possibilities? That what ifs. And they're like, yeah, but we need numbers on a page. And I'm encouraging them to open their hearts, and the board to open their hearts and embrace possibilities. How might this unique family be good, do good work in the world. And all I could do was say that at the board meeting and let it go. But some people came back after the meeting, some of my cousins came and said, thank you. Thank you for sharing that, because not everybody is courageous enough to be open to the possibilities of something new and different and remarkable, even in a family. So that was community number one, if you want to say that. My second thing is this place we go in the summer, and it's in northern Michigan, as I said, and we have, it's a large piece of property, and it's jointly owned by 50 families plus another 100. There's a lot of people involved, 50 cabins. And people come up when they can. When I was a kid, we'd come up for a month. Everybody would come up for a month during the summer. Now people come up and they get their little week in or their 2 weeks in, and we aren't developing that intimate relationship that we had when we were kids. And there's a lot of grief amongst many of us that we don't have community anymore. We want community, and what we have is an HOA. Really, we say people, they took a survey and people are like, everything's fine, don't change anything. So the board's like, okay, fine, we'll just run the place, and you guys go off and hike in the woods and play in the lakes and do this stuff. And there's not that that unity thing where we all have a common, what might you call it? Intention. Some people are up there to hike, others are up there to just enjoy the woods, and some of them are up there to learn, and others of them are just up there to lay on the beach or walk on the beach. I walk on the beach, that's my thing. So there isn't a common thing. And again, I want us to get together and have morning prayers, and just, it doesn't have to be prayer, but it's that moment where you feel connected on a very high level where there's not enough words for it. What that community shares is a location. It's not an intention. We intend to go there, but that's about the similarity ends there. It's a location-based intent, community. And I don't see it being sustainable, because as families get bigger and less and less time is spent there, the intention gets diffused. I wish y'all would come with me. We'll rent all the cabins up there, and man, it would be so powerful. So location-based communities can be good. I mean, technically this could be considered a location-based community, but I don't think that's what it is. So then we have CSL Olympia and the greater CSL, and this is soul and heart-based. Really, many of us, we don't have a lot in common with each other, but the most important thing we have is that knowledge of spirit filling us and overflowing, that we are that love. We are that love. It isn't out there coming so much as coming up out of me into the world. Heart and soul-based community. Brene, and I apologize if this feels a little scattered and I'm going to start throwing quotes at you and you're going to go, what does that have to do with what she was just saying? But I have to use some of the quotes from the prep work. Brene Brown said, because true belonging only happens when we present our authentic, imperfect selves to the world. Our sense of belonging can never be greater than our level of self-acceptance. Where that takes me is, as I've become accepting and more in the different communities that I've been involved with, of my power, I'm a leader, I'm a visionary, this is what I bring to conversations, to boards, to the dining room table. I'm up there talking, well, yeah, that happened, and isn't it great that, that's where I go. I'm an optimist, and I bring that. Yes, I hear that was hard for you, whatever, getting a wound on the trail or falling in the lake or whatever. And isn't it great that we had resources to get you out of the lake, or we have a doctor on call? let's look at the good that accompanies the bad whenever we can. And that's what I bring, and I'm not shutting up about it anymore. You know, when I come into a conversation, I'm gonna bring possibilities. I'm going to look at, yes, you know, we can say, yes, every time I go down that street, I fall into the hole. Well, at some point, you start going, isn't it great that I noticed the hole this time? Isn't it great that story runs through my head? And I can stay, go down the next street and fall into a Starbucks. So one of the questions I've asked myself, what story am I telling myself about the communities I'm involved with? What stories are you telling yourself about the communities that you're involved with? You know, are you saying, oh, these people are such a drag? Or are you saying, these people are inspiring me to something even bigger, even if they don't know it? These people are inspiring me to not come back to this meeting, which is taking the power of your own presence into your own hands. And then how are those people, how are those communities that you may be involved with, the HOA that you live in, or the big community recreation center, or whatever, what are those things reflections? How are they a reflection of you? And if they aren't, why are you there? So that's when we get to find incongruency in ourselves and what is mine to do? Is my energy, you know, it's like recognizing that at the cabin, that's an HOA, and people just say, just take care of it. I don't want to be involved in those major decisions. If they came to me and asked me to be on the board, no, thank you. You know, not unless I get the gavel. Board president, no. How are they a reflection of you? What are the organizations that you're involved with, and how are they and what does that tell you about yourself? You know, we say in Science of Mind, we say, if you want to understand what you believe about the world, just look at your life. Just look. Do you believe that things are chaotic? Do you believe that you're just hanging in there? Do you believe that that you bring joy to any room? What do you believe? And then look at that, and without judgment, just notice, what do you believe about the world, about life, about the law? And is that working for you? Because if it's not working for you, we have tools in our practice. You know, there's just being mindful, noticing. There's practitioners. You can contact practitioners, which will help you with affirmative prayer. You can just start doing affirmative treatment on yourself. There's a lot of ways that you can change where you're at if you're not happy with that, if you notice that incongruency and want help understanding it. I'll help you recognize that tree in the middle of your path. If you come around it from another side, that tree offers you shade. That tree gives you apples. That there's a lot to be said for each obstacle. Some of them are just stop and notice. Others of them are go a different direction. But how can I learn and grow from each of those things? Opportunities all the time. Week 3 of the month recognizes the challenges of being human in a culture and world that often judges mistakes or imperfections negatively. You know, that's a judgment. So that's the story you're telling yourself. Are you telling yourself, oh, there you go again, you're an idiot. Oh, there you go again. What we like to do in this community is know each other's wholeness all the time. So when I'm stuck, if I talk to a group of people in this community, I get new perspectives on my own stuckness. Last summer, I was offered the opportunity to travel to London at Christmas time with my sister. My first reaction was, I'm not leaving the state. Terrifying to think of going to Europe. I hadn't gone in 40 years, and I didn't think I could do it. And I asked a practitioner to support me because I didn't want to tell my sister no, but I also didn't want to go. So I talked with a practitioner, and my practitioner said, which wolf are you feeding here? Are you feeding that fear wolf, or are you feeding that joy wolf? Oh. I'm a practitioner. I ought to know this stuff, but I got to look at that and say I was feeding the fear wolf. I was feeding that what if the world falls apart while I'm in London? And then the little optimist in me was going, that's okay, you could go visit your cousin Roger who lives in London. So it wasn't that scary. And they all speak English, and optimism right away. If I'm going to go anywhere, I'm going to go to a place where I can speak the language. That's just who I am. Perfectly imperfect. Learning to foster more self-acceptance. I'm not going to take up the full 20 minutes. That's what I'm clear on. I wanted to share this poem that I got a long time ago, and I've read it a lot. It's called Generous Redwoods. I marvel at the height achieved by the coastal redwoods. With my analysis of individualism, their singular trunk seems reason enough for their statured success. The redwoods and I have no need to question our separateness. However, my evaluation is lacking. Each tree dedicates support to the others with their underground weaving of roots. It is their interdependence that each contributes to the firm base of their forest community. Nature knows cooperation. The earth knows bounty. The redwood's ancient wisdom bestows upon us a path to understand holy generosity. What could our community be if we knew we too were blessed with generosity? What we know under the surface is that we are all one. The way this tree over here senses the distress of that tree, and they communicate under the ground and support each other in thriving. We do this in this community. Hopefully you do it in many of the communities you're a part of. But when we do it consciously, there's so much more power in it. That's the passion for me. Tell me I didn't print that. I didn't print that. No. Okay. I guess that's all I have for today. I didn't even do an affirmation. No. Denny asked me if I had one, and I sort of did. But I couldn't find it. So there it is. Wing it. Got an idea? Thank you. I wish I could repeat that for those of you watching. I am a beloved child of the universe in whom he is well pleased. That's Spirit is well pleased. Luke?
Let's do a loving affirmation for all the thousands suffering in Maui.
A loving affirmation for all the thousands suffering in Maui.
I know some people there.
Yeah.
Who totally obliterated their homes.
Yeah.
Was on Zoom.
So let us know love. Let us know wholeness. Let us know support. Let us know the systems are working to support those people, even when we can't see it. The how, we say, is God's job. We just know it is. So we know that our system supports struggling. Linda referred to the fires in Idaho. Sandy Dell, whose house burned down a couple of years ago in the fires in eastern Idaho, somewhere back there. Sandy's going, no, that wasn't it. She's watching across the river at fires on the far side of the river from her house. So, holding Sandy in your heart, holding the people that are struggling, holding the people in, what's it called? Medicine Lake that had a big fire. Linda and I are both going today. We're that's the smoke. So let us know that the systems are working, the systems of fire are working, and the systems of support are working. And it is ours to just know they're working easily and gracefully. And so it is. Thank you. All right. Take a moment, look around the circle at all of the spirit in the room. How God shows up as each of us overflowing. Knowing there is still only that one energy, that one life energy that goes by many names, calling it God, calling it spirit, universe, source. I like source. Filling, overflowing, experiencing what it is to be us, to be a tree, to be a bird, to be love. Holding that knowledge that there is nothing imperfect about any of it. It is all perfect. I feel so empowered by that awareness. It fills me with a passion that I cannot diminish. We are all of that spirit, always perfect, every moment. Perfect is not static, it is moving. And now, and now, and now. Perfect love. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Spirit, for showing up as this wonderful, wonderful community. All of us, knowing that wholeness. So I'm going to let these words fly into the world, and so it is.